Josh Hasten. He is the international spokesperson for the Gush Etzion settlement community in the West Bank, from where he speaks from. And Josh, I imagine there are some things in that plan that the Israeli settlement community will be happy with, but it does call for a contiguous Palestinian state in the West Bank, what settlers call Judea and Samaria, with a capital in eastern Jerusalem, and maintaining status quo on the Temple Mount. Is that something that the settlement community, which has supported Prime Minister Netanyahu, can continue to support?
Firstly, we have to state that President Donald Trump is truly a friend of Israel, and he has been a great friend for everything that he has done, and I'm not going to go into all those details. And we're extremely happy with his decision to allow Israel, if you will, to apply sovereignty over Judea and Samaria and the Jordan Valley. So that is a tremendous step forward. And I think really the question is what is going to be the response by the Palestinian Authority? I mean, you're talking about ending a policy of pay for slay. You're talking about recognizing Israel as a Jewish state. So I don't believe at this juncture any of that is going to happen. So, yes, they did mention a contiguous two-state solution, which is obviously not a position that we are willing to accept. That being said, I do not believe that that is a reality, certainly not at this juncture. I don't think we're anywhere near there with Mahmoud Abbas and the Palestinian Authority refusing until now and vowing, really, never to say the words, the Jewish state of Israel. So I'm not worried at this point, because I think it's in their hands, and I don't think they will. I don't think they're up to the task.
It's not only in their hands, and we want to ask you, Josh, specifically, because you're, of course, here to represent the settler community, not the Palestinians. We do know the Palestinian Authority has made very clear they're not interested in speaking to the White House at all about this plan. But I want to repeat, really, Kalev's question. I mean, we're talking about some elements that are very clearly against everything that the settlement community has said it is against, and it's impossible, really, to separate the reality that we are weeks before an Israeli election. How do you think the settlement community and those right-wing religious parties are going to react to this? What are they going to ask of Benjamin Netanyahu when he comes back home?
That's a good question again, but again, I believe that the recognition of Israeli sovereignty over the communities is tremendous. It's not something we've ever had before, and I think really that is the focus right now. We will never accept a two-state solution, because a two-state solution actually means the end of the state of Israel. We saw what we had in 2005 in Gaza, when Israel pulled out every last Jewish resident out of Gush Katif and the northern Gazan communities. And what did we get? We got an immediate increase in rocket fire by 500%. We had 3 military operations as a result. We know that every area which Israel leaves towards the Palestinian Authority will end up in the hands of Hamas and other terror organizations, will only be launching pads for terror. So we are not willing to accept any two-state visions, contiguous, not contiguous. We don't think that that's the reality, though, and I don't think that that's the essential focus of the plan, at least in the near term. How the voters will respond to this is a very good question that remains to be seen. We'll find out in just over a month, rather, from now, how the voters will respond, if they will indeed support the current administration. I'm talking about Prime Minister Netanyahu, or will they vote for the more right parties, Naftali Bennett, Yamina, and the rest of his party as well.
All right, Josh Hasten, thank you for joining us from Gush Etzion in the West Bank.